There are things we can do. We bring it good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Worried about people who waiting to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us the end, the promise from them. The work of my life without fear.
I live with my health.
Master.
Play Paris, who make on you. I can't Sktv menu. Say my journey, Tina get I say my yamo. And yes, I know money. And more I know. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money. And I said ya to money. And I couldn't play ya to money. And I couldn't buy ya to money. And I didn't ya to money. And I said ya to money. And I couldn't play ya to money. And I couldn't buy ya to money. And I forget it now ya to money. That's the TV. And I forget it now. So she walk on my ya to money. Yeah. Oh.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring it good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Worried about people who waiting to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the promise my best. The work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
There are things we can do. We bring it good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Worried about people who waiting to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us the end, the promise from them. The work of my life without fear.
I live with my health.
Master.
Play Paris, who make on you. I can't Sktv menu. Say my journey, Tina get I say my yamo. And yes, I know money. And more I know. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money. And I said ya to money. And I couldn't play ya to money. And I couldn't buy ya to money. And I didn't ya to money. And I said ya to money. And I couldn't play ya to money. And I couldn't buy ya to money. And I forget it now ya to money. That's the TV. And I forget it now. So she walk on my ya to money. Yeah. Oh.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring it good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Worried about people who waiting to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the promise my best. The work with my life without fear. From Grandpa's and Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Monserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Punk to the Maggie B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Yes, indeed. So, folks, a way to welcome all of you to the Sktv show. Indeed, today is Monday, having to be the 11th of November, and for a matter of fact, it's 11/11/2024. Good evening, indeed. Good evening, though. I don't know, but sometimes these gadgets that we use, sometimes it will tell, in fact, they don't easily, speak out. So before you come to yourself, it's late, and you got to be strong. You got to be in time and so forth. So again, good evening. Welcome to the show, the Monday edition. For matter of fact, so many things happening, so many things I'm going to talk about on today. But please share the show for those of you who just joining us. Share the show, like, comment, and share. That's the best thing to do. Let me see. So Mark, Steve, and that is Seku will be joining us very, very soon. But we want you to like, comment, and share. I hope that you're getting me. Like, comment, and share. You see, look, this country. Look, Liberia, not your mate. Now I know that indeed Liberia is not our mate. So you see the topic there, right? Monday, November 11, 2024 edition, or Liberia Today. So we will be playing you some of the videos. Yes, we don't just want to say things here without evidence. We don't want to say things here where some of you think that maybe we just, make up our own stories. We just come up with things. No. That's why the time will come on here. By that time, we already get all of the information, all of the fact finding, all of the check and balance, in news or gathering of news. It's all about, balancing of the news, making sure that, for example, if you accuse Sktv of not saying maybe the truth or something, and when you come in, or maybe you have to go beyond Sktv to do your own investigation and make sure that you put all of your documents together and come and say, yes, indeed, all of the time Sktv been saying this, they been doing this is not true. This is the truth. That's what I'm saying. So I think we've been operating that for the past almost 2 years now, and there are no evidence or nobody have, or maybe cons or maybe allegations or something against us. The only thing is that, no man, a big ear. Look, we moved. Share the show. Good. Share the show. All of you, share the show. Today is Monday. Liberia Today. How come this country that we all fought for better Liberia today? You see Liberia. What's going on? Yeah, so please share the show. I'll be recognizing a few of you. I'll be speaking to some of you, even though there are a lot of you who always supporting us, and there are some of you who come here to get all of the information. Sometimes some of the information some of you get, you carry on the other side as an evidence. You don't even care to give us credit to say, oh, thanks to Sktv for providing these informations, for bringing out all the facts and so forth. But let me see. I wanted to play some kind of video quickly for our correct. Me, I know already. For our men there, this country. Look, it's just like brother you meet. And now I'm gonna be that like oh no, I think yeah, so how to do it like this. God be good. Yeah, correct. Let me see. Good. Now I go back to play. I come here. Sorry though. Okay, let me see. Oh, okay, I made a mistake. Yeah, that technology was not easy. Good. So let me see what happened here. And in fact, for my fact, we also play some of the police officer that video them because that's the country we in. You know. We in a serious manner country headed by the 42 years experience. No, this country like when I made me. Yeah, in fact, I don't know for that woman. Look, 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 look. You know,
Innovation Party, November la Bro, Chapter Hill, Montreal la Bro, November 11, 2024. Soon once offer U.S. administration and the Boaga government against any attempt to postpone the November 18 resumption of classes. All students, the masses of the Liberian people, the example November 18 and ensure school open. That details the annual law of the revolutionary violence party, student of the state-run University of Liberia, member of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. The history of mankind is rooted within a traditional struggle for freedom, dominant dignity, as well as survivability. Ever since the demonstrated struggle for independence, which paved the way for revolutionary modification in every part of the world, including Liberia. The accomplishment of this effort over the years have been characterized by courage and determination of the people to demand equal rights, thereby taking that destiny into their own hands. Since the violence in the middle of the United, after a pure and internal process, there have been questions on the party position, especially the immediate disease from any attempt to interfere with the November 18, 2024 reopening of or raise unspecified revolutionary action from the student and militant of the revolutionary violence party. Congress says the University of Liberia Authority issue the final approved calendar for the reopening of schools. There have been questions about whether the University of Liberia will adhere to their function or is at the mercy of inconsistent offer. Offer very inconsistent. One day they want renovation, one day they want salary increment. The Queen's got the rap play our education be delayed. We have said the same offer threatening to stay away from classrooms disregarding the student appeal. Succeeds the consistent delay and postponement of classes in response to personal disagreement as well as schedule rap play. The administration of the University of Liberia and offer as for the 2000 students of the state-run University of
So no time to waste. I guess some of you already understand, you know, exactly where we are heading as people. So all time. Let me welcome my colleague, President Mark. Good evening.
What's up, Chief? What's up, Melbourne? And what's up to the rest of the listening audience? Sktv, those that are far and near from the US. I always like to name the country. People from the US, Canada, Australia, and Europe, and Liberia in particular. That's where the base at, and that's the era of concentration. They are the targeted audience, like I always keep saying on Sktv. Welcome to the show, and we are here to do the people's work today. I know sometimes they can come and attack us. We are the messengers, but it's all about our view, analysis, and opinion here. It does not mean that everything we see on this platform, we are right. We are not looking for who is right and who is wrong. We are just literally putting ideas together just to come up with a better solution when it comes to the country. That's what it's all about. So, if views and analysis, our words are not Bible, like they were saying in Liberia, right? My mom not Bible or Bible.
Like that.
Yeah, there you go.
So Mark, we start the show this way because you, Mark, you always on my back with maybe on the education system, maybe on the way the young people, maybe on this is not happening, maybe every time you on my back for young people. Today, maybe Mark, the trending from the legislature or from our other people to the young people that what you're watching now. I don't know how you feel about that before we can even transition about any politics or so forth. But what's your own take on some of these things? Because, mind you, these things used to be said sometimes ago in the 80s, 70s, 60s. How come in this era of ours, we are still shouting, singing battle cry, while other nations are talking about technology? What's the take, Monk?
Well, like I keep saying, and I will always say, it tells you a lot about the future of Liberia. For me, I never attended the university in Liberia before coming to the United States. I only graduated from high school before transferring here. So, but it's more of a cultural thing and an everyday thing. Why make you think you got 6 and 7 year olds that can be chanting battle crying like bro, the muya muya and Georgia, all of things? Because that's what I see happening every day around them. When you don't see, it's not like to say the university keep offering other courses and everybody's a militant in Liberia. That's what happening. People into the social sciences, political science, it's all about politics every day. You don't hear nothing good about the country. Like, if you were to tune into other countries on their news, right, you will hear some latest development, how they are investing to technology, how they are bringing jobs and investors. Like recently in Ghana, the government embarked on a project where they were building a housing project for police officers that they will be using a portion of their paycheck just to get them conducive living spaces. And can you hear that kind of a news in Liberia? All you hear is politics. So from the university to the government to the homes to even the babies in Liberia, it's all we do. And I keep telling people, the one who believe that Liberia will be better in the future, I don't know which kind of a crystal ball you are reading, because from all indication, it's a waste of time. We are not going anywhere except we start getting ready to do business in Liberia. Until then, it will remain like this. It won't get better. It will keep getting worse. Melbourne, how often, when was the last time you saw anywhere in the world, you woke up one morning and you just hear a bunch of students every day about to cry, every day some protest on the campus, every day they calling for some shutdown or some lockdown. Where do you see it? Just look around. Now, we cannot make the excuse that, oh, now we got internet so we can monitor activities from around the world simultaneously to know exactly what's happening. This is the only time in human history that something could happen today and the entire world could get to know today. Have you seen that anywhere? With the exception of Liberia. So that's it. I will stop there for now, Chief.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mark. But even though you are stopping there, but Mark, I want to ask you this question. So who should we blame? Because Mark, let me be frank, there's a saying back home that in fact you got to sit on the old mat to plant a new mat. Now our legislators, they are saying that all these things they are doing today is politics. So also too, politics also in the school. Students are also, there are teachers who are also out of the school who's supposed to be teaching. They are out of those few school campuses, and the children too, or the students, they want to learn, but there are no teachers, and government is acting like I don't want to use any kind of strong adjective, but they are playing don't care attitude. So who should we blame, Monk, into all the situations?
You blame the system. It's the system. If we're into other innovative processes. You won't see people if who had jobs and opportunity. You won't see too many people engaging into politics. Matter of fact, why would you not want to engage into politics when there is no opportunity? Only few guys that you elect to public offices that become multi-millionaire overnight. So they got an economic saying, a more of an economic it's almost like a theory. People respond to incentive. Maybe if you were to come to the US and you take 100 school kids from colleges and university and ask them, how many of you want to be president? Maybe only 2 or 3 will put their hands up. But if you are to ask them, how many of you want to become a CEO or corporate executive? Maybe 98% of them will say, because it's the response and the incentive, right? When you pay people decent wages, when they believe that they have an opportunity to become rich and do something better, that's where they will gravitate to. So if you live in a country where police officers are fighting over chicken feet, you can't get paid on time when you're a policeman or a firefighter or a nurse. You are making peanuts. And a guy like Fanatic Kofa can walk away with $7 million in 2 budget cycles extra, not even his own budget account. And other lawmakers that sits on committee can walk with hundreds of thousands of dollars. What do you think you want to become? You will want to become a politician in a country like Liberia. You will want to work for the government because you know when you work in government, there is no accountability, there is no standard. You could get rich overnight. You don't have to go to work every day. There is no how to call it, a performance, no competition when it comes to performances. And it's natural for human being to want something easier. So more than likely, all the kids growing up in Liberia want to be a politician or to work in government. That's the system that we built. So you can blame the students also.
Wonderful. So we can blame the students, and in fact, Monk, I side with you 100% because it is frustrating. Monk, let me just say this to you because for me, I'm here and I see most of these things happening back home. I see that some of, in fact, even the government don't care attitude, like the information about MCSS, just to repair chairs. We're hearing that they spend close to $1.5 million. Which type of chairs are you talking about? So if
go ahead. No, you go ahead. You just took me like go ahead.
So you say more. So chairs at the federal university, when you have those students, they are attorney, and in fact, it's frustrating that our colleges or university or more, there's no comfortable chair, nothing of such. All of these things wooden chair. Look, Monk is frustrating and sad. But again, you see this thing happening, and the government will come up and give their report, telling you that Monk, doing the budget in review, we spend $10 million for education, or for chairs, or for this. More you'll be wondering as to where did people spend the money? But again, the students will say sometimes that's the culture. Well, go ahead, maybe you want to respond to that quickly.
Maybe I think it's the same. We're just expanding on the conversation. It's like I said, it's all about the incentive. It's about what people will get. Look, let me tell you something, maybe when you live in any industrialized country, it does not mean that people are here, they are perfect, they are 100% perfect. No, it's just that there is a system in place that got some kind of a check and balances that you don't abuse people's resources. You will have to get the money in another way. In the case of Liberia, it's different. That's why you see every time the budget comes out, there's some kind of a conflict. Because in the case of Liberia, the budget, like I said, our country is almost like a Chinese buffet. You can just go there and eat all you want with no accountability. So when making this kind of a procurement, you know how much a single armchair or whatsoever costs in Liberia. So when you hear the amount that is being allocated or procured to purchase chairs and things, you start asking, but where the money going? Because everybody in Liberia in the government got one intention. If I have the opportunity to see, I'm going to take advantage of it because this job will not come back too often. I don't know. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity because it's the kind of a culture that we built. Maybe if you are in Liberia and you went to college, maybe you graduated 10 or 15 years ago and you never got a better job. There is no prospect of getting a job. Everything is government funded or government related job. And by some magical means, Joseph Boga elected, or appointed you to be the finance minister. What do you think you're going to do?
All of the money that I've been spending, all of the poverty that I've been through, everything.
Yeah.
Look,
You would take that as an opportunity because that's a once in a lifetime opportunity. We have 5 million plus people in Liberia. And the chances of a job coming by is almost unlikely. So if you are given a job, a very lucrative job, you will try to get the most out in the limited time possible because you know it's not coming back too often. And maybe you might not get that opportunity again in a lifetime. That's why I keep saying, whether it's the students, whether it's the average Liberian, whether people from overseas as well, the guys from Modern too that want to leave from here too because they understand that culture, they always want to be in government, no matter which job you give them, what kind of degree they can carry, they still want to go back home to explore. So
and that's
it's the culture we have built. It's more of a cultural thing. That's the culture we have built. Remember, when you come to our university here or you go to school, like some of us who were lucky to come here, Southern University with all of foreign students, you were never sitting in a class with a Nigerian or Ghanaian or somebody from another country that talk about going back home to working government. The only people you will hear that will come to this great country that always want to go back home to working government are Liberians. And the only reason why you think they want to come back to work, because it's an open source, it's an open book. You can steal, you can get rich, you can take millions, nobody's going to ask you, and that's it. You don't have to compete with anybody. Matter of fact, you can do anything that you choose to, and the reward is great. Yeah, you must put in for your hours. Remember, when you come to work in this country, when the workman uses it for 8 hours, when you go home, you use it. Nobody working a job. Whether you work in a corporate environment, whether you work in offices, whether you work in a factory, whether you work in on the assembly line, whether you work in healthcare, they will make sure they take every penny from in you and they expect you to live to expectation. So some people who want to rip the state off or to take other people's resources, they found out that the easiest way to get rich and the biggest leverage you can own in your life is to come to Liberia to work in the government. So that's what's happening.
Hey, thank you so much, Mark. But the frustrating thing about what you are saying is that, like for example, Mark, why would I, Mayborn, go to school on that side, get all of my education on that side, get all of the best system on that side, been schooled, been taught with everything about system, and Monk, come back home and join the corrupt system in the name of getting rich. So, like you are saying, Monk, I think you said something so strange tonight. So, it's like people don't care about the country, but all they care about is how to get rich. Is that what you are saying?
Yeah, for me, when I came to this country after observing, I started to realize, I see why our country, we've been going backward for a very long time. Maybe I don't have nothing against people who go to school, but just because you got a degree means nothing. It's just one aspect of learning. Maybe most of the things you will learn in life, I would say up to 80% are things that you gather from other institution and people that you work with in terms of experience. That's why when you're looking for a job here, when they got a position, they will say, okay, we need a bachelor degree or maybe 5 years of experience or 10 years of experience in a particular field. Because they know the degree gets the paper, right? And most of the things, you got limited time. Let's say you came to America and you want to spend 12 months or 14 months in a classroom to get a master's degree. Do you think you can go to a credible institution and someone who's been working in a particular area for 10 or 15 years, do you think you got more knowledge than him on that job? Not really. And most of the time, the people who come to school here, 95% of them, they don't even work in their area of expertise yet. They only get a degree and next thing you go to run back home. Okay, if you are going to a country of 5+ million people, you don't even have an entry-level job experience in any professional career, and they go and give you one big institution to be the leader, what do you think is going to happen?
You're going to fail.
Can you succeed?
No. More you are saying something today. Even though tomorrow or Wednesday, we'll be talking about education, but indeed, what you are saying to that, look, I just like your expert view on some of these things because more you are correct. No, I wonder why we continue to go the way we are going. Because even no matter who you bring in this country more, it's not just working.
Because maybe here's the thing. The proper procedure is you were lucky you came to this country, maybe they gave you a scholarship by the government here. There are some of us that were never lucky to go to an Ivy League school because friends are already expensive. Matter of fact, the entry condition is even stiffer. You got more people that want to enter there. But when government pay your school fee, that's guaranteed. That's why they can push you into the system. You come to this country, you went to the Cornell University or the MIT, you went to the Harvard, the prestigious institution. You came here rather than even looking for an entry-level job to get an idea as to how the field that you even study or the area or expertise to get some hands-on experience. The next thing you back in Liberia in no time. And then they're going to make you a commerce minister, finance minister, or they take it to how they call it, some
education minister.
fiscal policy, education minister. Yeah. How are you expected to perform on a job when you don't even have the basic? It's almost like you are telling a student that cannot recite his times table to come and solve calculus. That exactly. So when you bring this kind of people in the country, you can never get a better result because they don't have practical hands-on experience. Maybe the thing about experience is you know what works and what doesn't work. If you were to work in the banking and finance in this particular country, whether we with an investment bank, if you go to Liberia, you know how to put a system in place because you have tested it here. You know what works, you know what doesn't work, you know how to do the people business. So it doesn't matter where they take you next. They can give you a government job in Liberia, you will hit the ground running from day one. Why? Because you have deep level of experience in that particular area of expertise. That's the problem in our country too for people from overseas. They just rush back home because while they want the incentive, they want the free money, they want to steal. So the mindset is they are not even thinking about getting your job yet. They believe they are just waiting. Soon they close that classroom. Oh my man, that piece of paper will call master degree. The next thing on the fight to Liberia to go and look for some big job. That's it.
So
That's
even PhD, by the time they get PhD, Monk, they feel that in fact they have all of the best education.
For me,
they were in the US, so they have all of the best education. So they are not coming to novice or people who are novice.
The thing about PhD, PhD is now mostly about experiences or about from the academic side of things. People who into PhD, they usually are professors and people who into research. Most of the time in America, when somebody tell you I'm into PhD, they are doing further research. Maybe they get some kind of a government project or government contract. They are only doing further research, or they want to become a professor. But I'm talking about technocrat, people who want to come and work, people who want to come and get it and dirty, people who want to bring up a solution in the country. Those are the kind of people I'm talking about. So I don't focus too much on people with PhD because PhD is more of an advanced research and folks who want to get into being a professor or teaching at a university. I mean, so that there are not too many of them.
Because more all of the education stuff that we are talking about today, with our students protesting back to back, most of these people, most of them, let me be frank today, on this platform. And most of our people, the Monk just said, and Monk is right. They get their education from overseas, they come back home, and they do nothing. Nothing, Monk, to admit. So sometimes I wonder as to where are we heading as people? You will have someone coming from overseas with all of the experience. By the time they come, Monk, in fact, they even become worse than this person who into maybe some of the department who can even handle that ministry, but because of political affiliation, just because of look, Monk, look, you are saying something today, and I get to understand that these are some of the problems that have continued to hold the country hostage. Because why? Now, for example, Monk, I've been here for the past 11 years. Let's just say this, right? Let's use me as an example. I've been with the institution for 11 years. Hopefully, February 8th next year will make me 12 years. Mom, what do I need to know about the institution? Mom?
Well, then it becomes choice. Then it becomes a choice. That's why they call education in America. They call it how they call it intellectual curiosity. You got options here. Like I keep saying, when you travel, when you go to other countries, the way how they lay their foundation and their platform when it comes to education, they got so many ways you can view education. They got mentorship, they got certification program, they got college, they got university. It's a matter of choice. All depends what you want to do. There are certain courses or certain career professions you got to go through the ropes. You cannot change it. But there are certain jobs. Maybe I tell people the primary reason when you do research on education from the foundation of mankind, the primary reason we go to school is to get a job, to get a career. That's what they call it, the discipline. So they got some people, yeah, they never sat in classroom, but they learn through mentorship, they learn through experience over time, they beat it. So when you want to go to college, like I said, it's a matter of choice and what you try to do. And that's why I keep telling folks, even when you want to go to school now, you got to know what you are going to school for. Because you could be going to school for a discipline now that will be obsolete in the next 4 or 5 years or 10 years. So it's not only about going to school now, but knowing why you are going to school and what are you going to school for. Because even the thing about age plays a major difference. You can say education have no end. I say that's a lie. Education got any. The reason I say education got any, at a certain point in time in life, you become more distracted, you become family oriented, you got children to take care of, you got a college or tuition to worry about your job. Okay, maybe if you were to start work in your early 20s, you wouldn't get like 40 years of your life to really put in any professional career. Because when you start reaching 60, you're talking about retirement, right? And the logic here is, if we are primarily going to school, the vast majority of us for job only to get a career, how can you be going to school to get a new degree in your 50s when you'll be retiring in your 60s? So tell me, what time you got in your life to put that particular knowledge to work? So you see what I'm talking about here? Yeah, but that's why I keep telling. Yeah, I keep telling them the last time. I said, look, in Liberia, all of you that want to call it, some of y'all can go to a place like Ghana, and within 2 years, you can acquire a skill that you could make a decent living on, rather than talking about a university degree. Oh, I want master in sociology, master in business administration. How many businesses, why are they prosper in Liberia? That when you get a master's degree in business administration, somebody going to give you a managerial work. How many companies or corporations are in Liberia? They change it. They are very slim. But bro, you could get a hands-on experience. I'm not saying for everybody. I'm talking about the vast majority. You look at young and energetic men in their 20s, you just go and shot bottle crowd all day. You study political science, business administration, sociology. My brother, you are more likely to find yourself pushing wheelbarrow than to get a job, because the jobs are not even available. So why waste 4 years or 6 years when you could take 1.5 or 2 years to get some kind of a marketable skill that you could live on and take care of your family? Because at the end of the day, we're not going to school for work, for career. That's it. Hey, boy, are you there? You hear me? Hello? Are you guys hearing me? Can you guys please give a thumbs up if you hear me, please? Because I can't get Mabel. I just want to know if I'm still on. Just a yes or thumbs up. Either way, either one works. If you guys are still hearing me. Okay, I think we are still live, even though I'm not getting Mabel. Yeah, but we are still live. Yeah, that's it. And we'll keep talking about the subject matter all the time. That's why we keep talking about investment in education, and most of our folks don't get it yet. You could become something better. This whole idea that we all need to get a kind of a traditional degree, it's a myth, it's a lie. And even in America now, we are getting to see they got college students that are moving back into their parent basement because some of the courses that they learn, there is no opportunity, there is no future prospect for those kind of opportunity. And people now are redefining how to go to school. The one thing that I know, looking at Africa, I tell people, we are still far from the technological advancement, even though we got technology, but we are still behind time. So there are lots of career opportunity that people could take advantage of that 15, 20 years from now. They could still make a decent living. This whole idea that you must go to some university, matter of fact, our standard is not even higher right now when it comes to the University of Liberia. Our educational system now is at the lowest. So just because you went to a university, you come to other countries that are not even accepting your credit, your degree is not even accepted only on a few circumstances. So our young people, man, that's why we need innovative leaders in our country to really start thinking, to start training people, giving people hands-on. Because at the end of the day, I always make reference to Ghana, even though I went to other countries, but at least I got more experience from over there. One thing that the Ghana man will tell you, my brother, you go to Ghana, yeah, they got people that go to university, but the vast majority of them are hands-on people. They love technical work, plumbing, architecture design, architecture engineering, IT, data science, all those kids. Because at the end of the day, they notice, even people that come from other countries, why you think when you come to this country, you look at people from the Far East, maybe from India and Pakistan, Bangladesh, why do you think they focus on the STEM courses? Engineering, being doctor, computer scientist, they are always at the top of the ladder because these are skills that are needed everywhere in the world. But I don't know about political science. I mean, you got most of the businesses that are family owned. Why are they changing that? If you get master's degree in business administration, Walmart going to give you to be the store manager as a black man coming from Liberia? Why are the chances that going to happen? It's slim to none. But if you have some kind of a technical background, things that contribute directly, I mean, that people can implement, no, you will get a job. You will get a better job. I'm not saying you cannot study a political science in America. I am just saying the chances of you getting a better job to make better income and get better living, no, it's slim because they don't need those kind of things here. Even though people here work in those fields, yeah, but at the end of the day, the hands-on people, the mechanic, the welder, the industrial plumber, these people are making anywhere 90, some of them 105,000, all depends which kind of a setting you find yourself. So our young people, why did I keep doing battle cry? You can't blame them. It's a system. We are not making the investment into the future. So these things will keep happening all the time. And it's nothing new. We've been doing it for decades now. You see the typical librarian, he come there, the only thing he want to do some kind of business administration, political science, leadership. The last time I checked, I don't know about too many leaders that even went to school. Leadership, in my view, I think it comes natural. People work in a particular area for an extended period of time. They manage people and they develop certain skill set that give them a leverage over other people. And I don't think Mother Teresa, they didn't go to school for leadership. Something I believe leadership, even though you can learn from experience it too, but certain portion of leadership, I believe, is an inborn tendency. Some people just got a natural inclination to be leaders. You put them in the group, they stand out from the rest. So I'm not going to talk about leadership. But we keep taking this easy route. We want the easiest way because that's what we're taught. You get government job, maybe by luck, you can see and you become rich. You build a big house. So all the kids want to follow into your footsteps. They want to be honorable too. That's why when you can see in a single district, more than 25 people running to be a lawmaker. Why do you think that is the case? Because they know the reward, the incentive. If you wanted to be an engineer in Liberia, not too many people will put emphasis on you. If you want to become a farmer in Liberia, yeah, the things that give us the most value are the things we don't invest in Liberia. That's why we keep lagging behind in almost everything. And we are way, way further behind. So I hope most of the time we talk about this thing on SKTV, and they got other people here who are into education. They can chime in as well to lend their voices and to tell our people back there, though, the war is not what you see it to be. You got to give yourself an opportunity. You got to give yourself a shot. You got to give yourself a high probability of winning in life. And to do these things, there are certain discipline you must find yourself into. There are certain areas you should focus on and concentrate. And at the end of the day, I'm not saying you're going to be rich. I'm not saying that you're going to be a multi-millionaire, but trust me, you will have a source of income that will be able to take care of you and your family until you can look for things something better. Even when it comes to business, they got some people who, through mentorship, like I said, look at Nigerians. I mean, some of them, yeah, we got an engineer, they got the doctors, you got a pilot, but most of them are business owners. They start from scratch, they build something big, they put all their energy and resources into it, they become wealthier. I mean, so you got so many ways to skin the cow, but there's one idea that you must go to LU and get a degree before people can respect you. No, those days are gone. You are only harming yourself, you are only spending more resources, and the chances of you getting your job is almost slim. So I don't know which option you would take. Spend less money and less time to give yourself a shot, or put in your limited resources, put all the time in the work only to come up empty because you don't have a job. That's the option you are left with. So it's up to them to make that decision. Today, I saw something, I don't know if other people read it on social media. There was a statement from the CPP political leader, Mr. Cummins. It popped up on my screen and I've been looking for it. I just cannot find it because I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw the post, but then just before something else popped on my screen and I just cannot find it. So if someone can find it, please post it on my wall. Don't put it in my inbox. I wanted to share it with the rest of the audience here today and concerning the same impact that is happening in the House of Representatives, so we can expound on what the political leader from the CPP said, and we can see how the doc said it, because I think he made some very salient point. But at the end of the day, we are still hoping for the best in terms of a dialogue and a settlement, because there is a constitution. They call it legal entanglement in the US, where they can test the law here, where when you get ideas that entangle, where everybody might be right or everyone is right, but then how do you move forward when you cannot get a solution from the constitution? I think what he said, from what I skimmed over, even though I never read the full content, I think that's why he was insinuating that there should be a dialogue, because in that dialogue will only come from the House member. I don't think it will come from anywhere else. I'm not counting on the Supreme Court to be the one to settle this matter, and I'm not counting on the executive as well. So at the end of the day, they will have to put their heads together and see what they can do. All the Liberian people can be the one to determine, like we keep saying on SKTV. The problem here, most of our people that follow this program, they want for SKTV to take a side, and we are not taking the side, because we know there is no good side in that fight. Everybody wants leverage. That's all they are fighting for: leverage and unrestricted access to steal your money. That's just it. So there is no good side or there is no bad side. They are all the same. They are all there for leverage. And when you understand that, then you will start thinking as to what's happening and how you can interject, you, the private citizen, whether you can call your individual lawmaker. You know, one thing I love about the US and other countries that got system in place, every time this thing happens, there is a way. Within 72 hours, they know how to resolve that particular conflict or that quagmire because they know exactly, they understand their constitution, they understand their rights, they understand how their lawmaker operates. So when they have a problem, constitutional crisis or some kind of an impasse going on between lawmakers or between the two the two branches of government, I'm talking about the House and the Senate, they know how to intervene and find a solution. So maybe this is another opportunity to find a solution. Don't see it as a crisis. Yeah, it might look like a crisis, but we could take this crisis to be something like a stepping stone to set a precedent so it does not repeat going into the future. That's all I'm looking for here. But until then, we keep going back and forth. Everyone to put in the Constitution. Article 33, Article 39, Article 49, Article 20. Yeah, you can keep quoting all you want, and you got a signal from the associate justice that this is more of a political matter than a constitutional matter. And so all the position we took from the beginning of this quagmire, we remain steadfast. We hold our position until we can get a solution. Yeah, but I really wanted to follow up on Mr. Cummins' response or his take on this issue. Here we go. I just got one from my own pops here. Kononyan just sent me one. Let me see if I can read it. Let me see. I got. Hold on 1 second here. I'm trying to. I think he just waiting on this subject matter, and people are getting involved now. Senators are getting involved. Senators are getting involved, political leaders are getting involved, and maybe we need more people to add their voices so we can put things in order because we cannot keep holding the country and the government hostage. I know the executive got a lot of projects and things to take care of. So, okay, yes, I got it. Are you guys hearing me? Can I get some yes, please? Just so before reading it, at least. I don't know if I'm still on the radio. I mean, if I'm still on. Are you guys hearing me? Just on yes. Okay. Thanks, Benjamin. Okay, yeah. Okay, there's why it says the political leader of the CPP, there's what he wrote. He said statement on the current impasse in the House of Representatives, fellow Liberians. For about a month now, our country has been engulfed in a looming political and constitutional crisis, which has serious negative implications for our fledgling democracy and the social economic development of the Liberian people. The House of Representatives have been locked in what appears to be an internal power struggle that has potentially placed the entire legislative function of the government in a state of operational paralysis. Yes, at the end of the divide, I would say, at one end of the divide, some aggrieved members of the House are seeking the removal of the elected speaker, while at the other, some members are resisting that they describe as the violation of the speaker's constitutional right to due process and the rule of law. Despite the advice of the Supreme Court through a conference of the parties held recently in the chambers of Justice Yami Kwekwe-Gbesi, to amicably resolve the crisis in keeping with due process, both sides remain adamant and stuck in their respective position. The situation has created an impasse which requires both honest and sincere intervention, mediation to avoid further deterioration. This stalemate in the House of Representatives poses a serious challenge to our constitutional order and a threat to our nascent democracy. While we acknowledge the right of each side to pursue the legitimate concern, it is important to emphasize that all action must be carried out within the confines of the rule of law and constitutional order. They are cornerstone of democracy and economic development, which cannot and must not be sacrificed in the name of politics. Without respect for the constitution and rule of law, the nation cannot claim to have stability. This in turn will make it difficult to attract foreign investments, boost donor confidence and reassure citizens and the residents of protection under the constitutional law of Liberia. It goes without saying that politics without guardians of the law will only invite chaos and undermine development. Against this backdrop, we urge all parties to the conflict in the House of Representatives to put the interests of the country and the Liberian people high above any other consideration by seeking recourse through constitution and law, which will have sworn an oath to uphold and defend. The crisis in the House of Representatives also requires a deep reflection on the part of our branches, on the part of other branches of government as they discharge their duties and responsibility under the constitutional doctrine of separate but coordinate. It behooves both branches of the government and judiciary to act, both branches of the executive and judiciary to act to resolve and not complicate the current crisis. They owe it to the Liberian people and into posterity. It must never be lost on the concern that we live in a rapid changing and competitive interconnected world. The action or inaction of any branch of government has serious implications for the perception of our shared or determination and commitment to building a society governed by the rule of law. The speedy resolution of the current stalemate in the branch of government will not only demonstrate leadership at home, but will project a positive image abroad that we are responsible members of of the Committee of Nations, capable of resolving our grievances, challenge, and external intervention. We will continue to encourage honest dialogue and negotiation on all sides within the parameters of the law. We must continue to give our citizens hope that change impossible, and possible and progress impossible. Really thinking that change is possible and progress is also possible. We cannot continue to do the same thing over and over and expect different results. You know, with the comment, you love that Albert Einstein quote.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
But anyway, thank you.
Mr. Cannon, welcome.
Yes,
sir. Thank you.
Yeah, more thank you and welcome, Mr. Cannon. How everything?
Everything's good. Oh, everything's good.
I can see that.
Not like yesterday where I was hiding somewhere.
Yeah. Yes,
And the thing is, my voice was I was hearing myself, and then you guys were not hearing me.
Indeed. So that what can happen.
Yeah, but I'm doing good. How you doing?
Wonderful. We are great. Thank God, even though we started with education, with the way our young people are proceeding, because every time they are chanting battle cry and so forth, and also in the legislature, we are also hearing about political activities. So we talk about that as to where are we as people and so forth, and we slip off and more we're holding on, and also more talk about the letter or the press release coming from the ANC, even though people are saying more don't say CPP, it's ANC. So more just read, or if I just read the letter coming from the ANC. So I don't know what's the take
ANC said something about what thing?
I like that.
The political leader made a statement concerning what happened with our lawmakers about this divided or lower house. And he talking about, because for him, he always seen things from an international standpoint. From my view, from what I kind of gathered from his letter here, even though he's talking about the constitutional aspect, but at the end of the day, I think he realized that this thing with the solution can only come from among himself, because of this thing they call separation of power. And we must respect the Constitution, but at the end of the day, it's not about the Constitution, it's all about moving forward. And he's saying the implication from an international perspective when it comes to investment and donors that come to the country, it could also send a negative impact that is not going well for the Liberian people. So they should put the people and the Constitution above their individual differences and come to the table. And I think he's also calling for the judiciary and the executive to intervene, but I don't know, it will sound like a contradiction to me, because you cannot be calling for separation of power and then be looking up to the president and the Supreme Court to intervene as well. That's how I understand it. Yep.
Yeah, thank you so much. To our many listeners and well wishers, Facebook is having some issue with the software we are using. So they inform us that now until they can fix the issue, Facebook, when you write in the comment section, it will only say Facebook user. So we want to see your display name, your actual name. And they are working on it. They will fix it. So right now when you write, only from YouTube, your name can show. Like Lucia Dawson. But all the other people, some people name can show, some people name can show. This other person, yes. I don't know, because that person's name is Big Dirty Block Part.
Yes,
the person called it a Big Dirty Block Part. So that person name, Facebook said that person name got to show. But that means the person said their name is Big Dirty Block Part. So because I beat that block part, Facebook, when I want to confront that name, Facebook said, they all need, we got to show the one. We don't have to change all the name as to Facebook users. So they just put that person needed. Like Siri that can be on the phone. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so Prophet Key wanted to say a name. Prophet Key say Naya Bagwa.
So,
the teacher, I don't understand what you're saying. But this said again, your long name.
so
So when the teacher say he can't say Prophet Kidney, Prophet King call all protocol observed, because
it doesn't fit. But one of comment that monk is saying that Facebook user is say I know say go guano now say go man say go guano.
Oh yeah, say go guano been a minute. I'm glad that he's back.
Yeah, actually
I don't know that he was but with that we're glad that say go guano is back. Because the last time we have a questionable, information about him being a he she. So we don't know which one he is or she is. Yeah, well, welcome back. So yeah, maybe I was listening. The only thing I missed is the letter that Mon read, and I think I will have to see that letter because I can ask Mon. How long is it? I can ask Mon to read it again. If you want, I can read it. It's not too long. I can read it for the second time. All right. It's not too long. It's just a couple of paragraphs. Let me see again. It's from Mr. Cummings. That's the ANC now, right? That's not CPP again. Like maybe correct me. The ANC. Okay, that's what he said. He said, fellow Liberian, for about a month now, our country has been engulfed in a looming political and constitutional crisis, which has serious negative implications for our fledgling democracy and the social economic development of the Liberian people. The House of Representatives has been locked in what appears to be an internal power struggle that has potentially placed the entire legislative function of the government in a state of operational paralysis. Right? At the end of the divide, one aggrieved members of the House are seeking the removal of the elected speaker, while the other and some members are resisting what they describe as a violation of the Speaker's constitutional rights of due process and the rule of the House. Despite the advice of the Supreme Court through a conference of the parties held currently in the Chamber of Justice, Nyami Kwekwe, to amicably resolve the crisis in keeping with due process, both sides remain adamant and stuck in their respective positions. The situation has created an impasse which requires bold, honest, and sincere intervention and mediation to avoid further deterioration. The stalemate in the House of Representatives poses the most serious challenge to our constitutional order and a threat to our nascent democracy. While we acknowledge the right of each side to pursue a legitimate concern, it is important to emphasize that all action will be carried out within the confines of the rule of law and the constitutional order. They are cornerstone of democracy and economic development, which cannot and must not be sacrificed in the name of politics. Without respect for the constitution and the rule of law, the nation cannot claim to have stability. This intent will make it difficult to attract foreign investment, to boost the donors' confidence, and reassure citizens and residents to protection under the Constitution and the rule of law. It goes without saying that politics without guidance of the law will only invite chaos and undermine development. Against this backdrop, we urge all parties to the conflict in the House of Representatives to put the interest of the country and the Liberian people above any other considerations by seeking recourse through the Constitution and law, which we have sworn an oath to uphold and defend. The crisis of the House of Representatives also requires a deep reflection on the part of our other branches of government as they discharge their duties and responsibilities under the constitutional doctrine of separation but coordinate, separate but coordinate. It behooves both branches of the executive and judiciary to act to resolve and not to complicate the current crisis. They owe it to the Liberian people and to posterity. It must never be lost on all concerned that we live in a rapidly changing and inter-competitive world. The action or inaction of any one branch has serious implications from the perception of our shared determination and commitment to building a society governed by the rule of law. The speedy resolution of the current stalemate in the first branch of government will not only demonstrate leadership at home, but will project a positive image abroad that we are responsible members of the Committee of Nations, capable of resolving our governance challenges without external intervention. We will continue to encourage honest dialogue and negotiation on all sides within the parameters of the law. We must continue to give our citizens hope that change is possible and progress is also possible. We cannot continue to do the same thing over and over and expect different results. That's how you end it. Yep. Well, thank you so much. I think some people are kind of obsessed with me being a member or a supporter of
the ANC having some kind of attachment to Mr. Cummings. I think those of you who are obsessed with that, you can continue to say that. But one thing I can tell you, personally, I am not attached to any political party or any political leader or any political actors or actor for that matter. I'm a Liberian. I give my opinion on issues where I see fit. And when it comes to Cummings, I still maintain those that ran for president in 2023, Cummings was the best among them. There were other good ones, but Liberian decided to go for the two worst one. The second round, they took the weakest links to the second round. You going for this bulletin?
So, Secretary Sagom, no, they are saying that we should continue. They're interesting, and Liberian are interesting.
Okay.
They want to listen. So, that go.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. So, the Liberian people decided to go for the worst of the two, of all of the 19 people or 20 people that ran for presidency. The two worst one they went for. But even history is to repeat itself today. Honestly speaking, I believe George Weah is inept, is incompetent, he did not do anything good for Liberia. I also believe Joseph Boakai has nothing absolutely to offer to Liberia. But if I were to choose between the two of them, if I'm the one to choose, I will go with the lesser evil. I can choose George Weah over Boakai anytime, any day. George Weah better than Boakai. Everybody in that race was better than Boakai because Boakai age is not in his favor. His health is not in a good, healthier condition. And he has nothing to offer. Whether it's his history, his so-called experience and everything, Boakai has nothing to do for Liberia. At least George Weah got health to his advantage. Maybe, who knows, down the line he might listen. But at least he's capable enough to move around and he's healthy. He may not be as healthy as a 22-year-old man, but George Weah is healthy. He's looking good. We don't have to worry about he falling off, giving a speech, or we don't have to be fighting as to who to replace him just in case something happens. Do you know the fight that's going on right now in the government? People are preparing themselves as to who going to be what, who's going to do what if something happened to Joseph Boakai. You think that's how you want to elect president? We have millions of people in the country. You have a lot of competent people. And among the 20 people that ran, all of them were healthy more than Joseph Boakai. Joseph Boakai was older than all of them. He was the worst of all of it, but he decided to go for the worst. So, if you continue to say Cummings is mine, president, my political leader, then you can find the political party for me and assign any political party to me. Then, in your opinion, that's okay. Me, I care for you for your opinion. You can think the way you want to think. But bottom line is, I'm not a part of any political party. I'm not associated with any political leader. But we give our honest opinion and I maintain among the people that ran for president 23, Cummings was the best for Liberia. Liberia's problem is economic problem, and that's Cummings' area. So Cummings could have done better. All these things are projection. Maybe it could be worse, but based on the record, based on his past, you could project that Cummings could do better than any other people that ran for president. But he decided to go for the weakest links, the one that is worst of all of it. You went for that one. We're going to live with it. He's our president. Whether he's in control, he's not in control. Joseph Boakai is our president. We respect that. So, you know, Mabon, listening to what Mon just read, I don't know where Cummings has been, and I don't know whether or not the ANC existed until today, since the election. I felt like the ANC, they were still in coma. They were still, struggling to somehow, deliver themselves from the frustration that, that they encountered during the election. Most of them spent their life saving. But politics is not good like that. Politics does not go like that. Politics, you don't get into it so deep in terms of your heart, your soul. You play politics smart. You don't be so that if things don't go your way, you will not be frustrated to the level where, you give up in life, or you give up, in politics. For example, Donald Trump just won an election. You know how shocking that is to many Americans. But when you go into politics, you have two results. You either win or you lose. When you lose, you got to learn to, to accept losing, put your life back together, and get prepared for the future. But you can't say when you lose, that means everything is over. So it's good that they have started talking, but in terms of their position, what is going on right now is political. And yesterday, Mo highlighted two opposing views from two lawmakers, two senators, Senator Chie and Senator
James
Barney. So, and yesterday somebody sent me a video last night that the two of them were on the Spoon Network, and they have, count out opinion, and they have opposing opinion, and I listened to some of it. It was quite interesting. And the argument Senator Barney was making, it was more political and practical. While Senator Che was making legal and constitutional argument. But how will you make legal and constitutional argument when the Supreme Court, the arbiters of all legal argument, telling you it has not reached to that level yet? It's all political now. Once it becomes constitutional, once it becomes legal, then we will weigh in. So if we're going to actually make our argument based on the current state of affairs, it's political. So let's make the political argument. And making the political argument, I somehow agree with Senator Barney, in as much as I don't agree with him on a lot of stuff. Well, the argument yesterday, I agree with him. In a sense, if the purpose of submitting the budget is to have deliberation on it and make a decision on it, there's no need to send the budget to the speaker who is not capable of creating the avenue to have the deliberation or approval of the budget. First, anything that got to do with legislative power is all about majority. It's about the people. And another argument that he made yesterday is not the Liberian people voted for all the lawmakers as representatives or senators. Nobody voted for you to be speaker or deputy speaker or secretary or this and that. It is your colleagues that voted for you to be speaker or deputy speaker or anybody else. So if your colleagues say you do not enjoy their confidence any longer, the best thing to do is to let it go. Or you play politics in a way that you can get them back to your side. That's all you need to do. But you can be as combative as you want to be. If they say they don't want you, trust me, you can't do nothing about it. Nothing you can do about it. So for me, I think the arguments were compelling.
So Sekou, if I would, or maybe to ask you this question, I do agree with the senator. I do agree also with you that the speaker, his colleagues, the quote-unquote, they don't want him. But now the questions to you is, okay, go back to your usual business era, to where you do the laboratory business, get the numbers and get them out. Because Sekou, from 2006.
Yeah, but I did not in the Capitol building.
They are in the Capitol building, but they're not working together.
Yeah, no, but you should go back to go back. They say if let me tell you something. I will have a problem with them if the other people there who the renegade group, know the number, if they were actually leaving the Capitol building and go somewhere else. To say they are, somewhere in the corner, they say they are conducting business. I'll have a problem with them. But as long as they're all in the same Capitol building, venue don't matter. Actually,
but they don't have the number. So the point here is they don't have the number. I do agree with you.
They do.
Even
they don't have the number to unseat the speaker, but they have the number.
The two-tier, they don't have the two-tier.
No, they have the number to. You don't need two-tier to have a quorum.
I agree.
You need simple majority.
To remove the speaker, you need 49.
Yeah, but it's no longer about removing the speaker now. It's about doing the work of the country. The thing is,
how can you do the work of the country when you are still illegal?
What is illegal?
That is, you are not given the mantle of authority.
Who gave the mantle? Who gave the mantle of authority?
Good. But the same saying that you just said not too long that the people go to elections to elect their fellow officials who are going to spearhead all of their activities, maybe if possible, for 6 years. If not, maybe for any amount of time that they want them to serve them for. But if there's issues, go back to the same chamber, go back to the same place and have the numbers.
Yeah, but going back, they say they want to go back there. They say they want to go back there, but they don't want you to preside. Because you're
wonderful. Good. I like that. He's saying the same thing. He said, okay, let me come to you, sir, and let me recuse myself. They say no. They
didn't say that. They didn't say that. The speaker didn't say you will come. Let me tell you what's happening. The people are saying they don't mind going, but the speaker should not be the one presiding because they have lost confidence in him because they believe he cannot preside over them. So
but
it
doesn't
matter where to go. It doesn't matter where to go. The people say we don't want you to be the one.
Yeah. You got to recuse yourself. You can't sit on your gavel.
You can't sit on your gavel. They're right to do that. That's their right. They don't want to let him. They can say so. The thing is, if the speaker is not capable of getting more people to his side, wherein he can have a court. Let's not even talk about
37 members.
Let's not even talk about the majority of removal. It can get 37 members to have a quorum and the established quorum. Any decision taken in that quorum, in that session, that will be binding on the plenary, on the entire House of Representatives. Any decision that
the quote-unquote so-called majority, or which one are you talking about?
I'm saying if the Speaker of the House of Representatives can have enough people
Yes.
where he's able to establish a quorum.
Mhm.
Once a quorum is established, then you could legally do business on behalf of the Liberian people as a legislature, as a House of Representatives. No, any decision taken in that quorum, but after a quorum is established, any decision taken that is binding on the entire plenary of the House.
I
But
agree with you.
now, since this is political, those guys that are over 40, if they express their lack of trust, and they are saying we cannot work we cannot sit under his gavel, guess what happened? You cannot hold the entire country hostage simply because.
So let
me end. You cannot hold the entire country hostage simply because Onati Kufa does not have the capacity to function.
I agree.
So what you do, wherever the majority are, especially when some of the leadership of the House of Representatives are there. Thomas Fowler is a deputy speaker of the House of Representatives. He was elected. He was equally elected as Fanatical was elected. So if the majority of the people are expressing concern or accusing the speaker, guess what happened? In any parliamentary procedure wherein the leader is incapacitated or is not capable of functioning, or is sick, or his absence, the principal deputy or the next leader in command resides.
So in this case, Segu, who eyes open, in this case, if you were to give an unfair analysis, what would be your own analysis in this case? Well,
if I'm the one, if I'm the one making a decision, the first thing I will do, I will make sure I talk to them to resolve it amicably as soon as possible. But remember, the Constitution says one body of the legislature cannot function more than 5 days while the order is not available.
Indeed.
So the House not being available, that can impair the work of the Senate, of the Senate. And you cannot hold the country hostage simply because you want to satisfy one person. So if I'm the one making the decision, first of all, if I was Senator Representative Kofa or Speaker Kofa, I would just resign.
Good. So that's the point, and that's where I'll come in. Say good.
I will resign. But if he doesn't resign, and you can't hold the country hostage, whoever, wherever the majority is, you go there. You do the people work.
No.
Yeah.
I disagree with you.
Can I come in?
Let me just tell you something.
I learned something. This particular quagmire made me to do some research, and I learned something very profound. That's why I say whenever there's a problem like when it comes to the Constitution, I love to reference the U.S. Constitution because that's where they copy it from. Even though they didn't copy the whole document, but that's the premise, that's the fundamental of our Constitution coming from the U.S. Right? I look at the ousting of 3 speakers in America. It was John Boehner, House Majority Leader, Eric Kenton, and Kelvin McCarthy, the most recent speaker that was removed. He was ousted by a party within the Republican caucus. They call it Freedom Caucus. You know, there was a problem. That's how I got to know. I listened to the guy they called Jonathan Tolley. He's a constitutional law professor. He was the one that really made it thing very explicit. He said the speaker is an ordinary representative, and that's what we know. The only thing that separates him is his operational power in the House. That is when it comes to, he almost like a supervisor. The Liberian people never vote for a speaker. The Liberian people voted for a lawmaker, and his colleagues were the one that would make you speaker or that made him speaker. You know why they remove Kevin McCarthy? There was a budget issue. Yeah. You know, they get something they call poke barrel and EMR, where every party want to push through the agenda in the budget. It was the close. That's why I say the Kevin McCarthy ousting was the one that came closer to what happened in Liberia. Kevin McCarthy was a Republican, and Republicans said we got to reduce the budget by 30% because the debt keep expanding. We got to find a way to carry across the board cut. The Democrats said no. In a tough economy, you don't want to carry on cut. We got to look at, because this program will affect other people. So even though we want to reduce the debt, but at the critical moment, we don't think so. They came out with something called stop gas spending, where they are spending on an emergency basis until they can come up with a solution with the overall budget, right? So the Freedom Caucus said, no, bro. The part of the country that we are from, people say reducing the debt is the most important thing, and will sign up on that. Because Kevin McCarthy decided to work with Democrats to pass the budget, his own caucus from his party, they boycotted. That's where I got to know that in America we can call it quorum. I mean, in Liberia we call it quorum. Yeah, they call it conference. He never had a simple majority to conduct a conference. And when you cannot conduct a conference, according to Jonathan Tully, constitutional law professor, said, then you become an ordinary representative, even though you are speaker on paper. But the only thing that separates you is that supervisory role over your colleague. The moment they scrape you of it, that's it. So most speakers, they will get that, you know what, I don't have time to go through all the nonsense. I mean, just walk away. That's how it is. Because what is the difference? You cannot call for a quorum. You cannot preside over the budget. They say they will not sit under the gavel. So at that point in time, there is no need to even put your fight. And in America, even though they have removed 3 speakers, I never saw one day where the Supreme Court came to intervene. No, they will solve it among themselves because of the same thing they call separation of power. It was his colleagues that removed it. They just scrape the power from you and make you useless. So what is the essence of keep fighting when in fact you don't even have the power? That's all they can do. So I was like, oh, now I got this thing, because that's why I did the whole yesterday evening. I was just reviewing the process and what led to the removal of the speaker. I was like, they're the closest case to Liberia with Fanatic Kofa. So we can only find a thing with some kind of a resolution among themselves, but nobody should expect. And I think that what Mr. Comey is suggesting, yeah, it does not look good for the country. We sort of be people who are very, very mature. We don't need OSA intervention, but we should come up with a solution. But the question is still open-ended. If they cannot come up with a solution among themselves, then how do we proceed?
So let me tell you what's going to happen here. From tomorrow, the Joseph Boakai government will start working with the majority bloc.
The majority bloc, yeah.
From tomorrow, all of them, there were some, all the communication that came from the majority bloc will be respected, will be responded to by Joseph Boakai government. And at the end of the day, Joseph Boakai government will forward any official communication to the House of Representatives to the chief clerk, who is supposed to be the secretary of the House of Representatives. And the chief clerk will forward that information to
the majority bloc.
Thomas Fala, who is supposed to be the deputy speaker, who has more than a quorum to do business. So what's going to happen? Joseph Boakai can choose to send the budget or any official communication to the Speaker of the House, wherein they have no capacity to do the work, and we can sit with it and wait, let the government, not function for as long as the stalemate continues, or he can give it to the chief clerk, wherein the majority will go and establish a quorum and start to do the business for the Liberian people. Let me tell you this. Whoever is saying this is, got to do the Liberian people joy. Once you voted for this, once you voted for these people, you allow them to go to that House of Representatives. They make decisions as to how they want to function. That's why the Constitution allows them to create their own rules. And the rules of the House of Representatives is also an extension of the Constitution, because the Constitution gave them the power to do that. So, bottom line is, Liberia, under Joseph Nima Boakai presidency, he's going to go with where majority of his people are. Especially, this is something that is coming from the rescue people. And this is something that the rescue members support. And Joseph Boakai is a product of the rescue mission. He's going to go with the rescue mission. And the rescue mission is with the so-called majority. So that's exactly what's going to happen.
Wonderful. Let me just give you people this latest information. The team from ECOWAS, they just arrived, and they're going to mediate between what's happening at the lower house, according to the information. So they are in country. But apart from that, Sekou and that Monk, I want to ask the two of you this question. Is this not a distraction? Because the reason I'm asking this question, there are so many news, there are so many things ongoing back home that we don't easily talk about anymore. But all we do now is to talk about this issue of Fonadikova removal, Fonadikova this, the majority block. Mind you, there was, in fact, there's a planned protest about one sheriff that was released from prison, and up to date, his living body to be found is nowhere. And his lawyer or associate or former associate justice, Cabinet Janet, who is the lawyer, also speaking out on all of these things. Apart from that, we are also getting a report about MCSS, $1.5 million corruption cases. So many things happening, but we continue to put all of our attention on this one corner for the cover removal. As I'm seeing this as a distraction, I don't know about two of you, but for me, I think Liberia had to wake up. If Liberia not stand up this week to get this thing under control, the United Party led government may let them use this as a way of distracting us and doing their own things on a cover. I don't know about you and more.
More you can go. There will come.
Well, there is a possibility, but for us, I mean, the one you concentrate on the most, the budget, because the budget is the biggest instrument in the whole bureaucracy. So, and you know, a budget will be coming up. The only reason somebody asked me that question, say, but Mong, how the people voted in the US? The only reason I used that case study about Kelvin McCarthy was never voted out. Or in the US Constitution here, when they strip you of the basic number to conduct a conference, it means you have lost all legitimacy, even though you are the speaker. Because if you cannot conduct business, then what separates you from your colleague? And that's what these guys are hoping for. Look, if we can find a solution to this thing, God bless the country. We want a solution. And I think that the same position Mr. Cummings and the ECOWAS delegation is looking at. They solved the thing because it carries some international implication as well. Because business people, you stay strangulating the economy as well with this kind of an impasse that is happening in the house. All I am saying, in the absence, and that's what happened here, it was not even the whole Republican Party that voted to remove McCarthy. Although God did, they just engineered the number to scrape him of the conference power. Because you speak on paper, bro. We were the one that gave you the number. If we take that number from you, you become useless. You become one of us. So 99.9% of the time, when they scrape that conference authority from you, most of them can just resign because why is the need? You were just there in command. And most of the time, Mr. Connor, when these guys are taken from that speakership, they just resign from Congress because they don't want to go back to be a just regular floor member or just a regular speaker. They just walk out to go do consultancy or something else. They don't bother again. That's what I'm saying. So you don't necessarily need to remove him by the Constitution. Once you scrape that quorum power from the speaker, he becomes useless. That's it. If I think about just have basic quarantine that he in the fight to the depth of it.
So Melbourne, let me tell you something. You made mention of ECOWAS. That ECOWAS thing, that is Edwin Snow stuff. Edwin Snow is supporting Kofa. Edwin Snow is the one Liberal representatives in the ECOWAS legislature. Edwin Snow the one that doing that. And that is nothing speaking to some of the people that I listen to, they don't even care about that. They will give them listening ear, but it's not going to change anything. That's just I told you they're coming to eat their own money. They're going to eat their own money and go back. At the end of the day, the people are dug in to the fullest. In fact, Sktv is informed that the vice president is in full control about what is going on right now. The vice president is consolidating power. And the Liberian government officials, they are all also on the edge of their chair, making sure they listen to the vice president, because most of them believe, should something happen to Joseph Boakai, should Boakai resign, should Boakai get incapacitated officially, because he is incapacitated, but once it becomes official, Kun will be the president. Kun want to make sure he's in control. Kun want to have total control over the finance of the country. And they will not get 100% control of the finances of the country without being in control of the House of Representatives, where all the budgets are created. You know that the budget the government can send out just proposed budget. It is the House of Representatives that can streamline it, and the idols or try to do anything they want to do. The finished product, that's what they can send to the other body for concurrence. And after that, they send it back to the government. Who want to have control over the finances of the country? And at the end of the day, he was able to convince Joseph Boakai and his people. So at the end of the day, what's going to happen? When I take over, will be removed. But guess what? You'll be surprised too. There is another plan. After Fonatikova is removed or resigned, whatever happened,
Yeah,
another person will be
but just say we resign, I will agree with you.
No, but no, whatever happened, whether remove or resign, you never know. Money is crazy. People that they can want to peel off some people. Yeah, they can get. She can peel off people from that 30 man group and be added to them. Or anything is possible, but I can tell you, after Fonatic Kofa's episode, there will be another episode of somebody else going to be removed.
I know that episode. I know that other episode already.
Yeah, and that is clear. So it's a very good movie to watch. My only fear is I don't want it to degenerate into anything that will be more noisy and where our people will suffer. Yeah, but I mean, Mong, let me tell you something.
If you have anything to say, then to go to the line.
Let me just say that then you go to the line. At the end of the day, that's Labro for you. Government in power, they have everything at their disposal. They can do anything and nothing will happen because that's Liberia. Liberians, even those who will threaten, they say, you know what, we're going to go do, protest, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. By the time somebody call them and give them small money, it's over. And protests in Liberia are planned, organized. Any organized protest, any planned protest that could possibly not achieve their desired outcome, or spontaneous protest that is not planned, protest that people protest that will be generated from anger. When people are really angry, they're not happy with certain things. Then somebody sparks something, then everybody just jumping in. That the one can really, 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 really be a successful protest. But Liberia, somebody will plan, I'm going to go protest. Or you go get permit from the government. You get a permit from the government, you're going to protest. They will tell you how to protest, where to protest, and when to protest. At the end of the day, if you pass the limit that they give you, they will deal with you. But a spontaneous protest, you got nothing to arrange with anybody. It's like when you go so, the government go so, you hear from the other side, look at what happened with our so-called military wives protest. Before you know, they in Grand Gida, before you know Grand Bassa, before you know Bikana, before you know, Magibi, before you know Bon Country. They took over
that was the most simultaneous protest I've seen in my lifetime. Like
that was
and even apart from that, Secretary Sagom, let me just say this information out, that even within information that just come out from the army quite recently about that memo, we are also getting information that they are also start to threat, or in fact they are threatening some of the officers, seizing their phones, one of the farmers to would leak out the information and so forth. I think this kind of life we're living is not a real life. You can't be intimidating people whenever, but go ahead. Anyway, maybe we'll take another time to talk about this.
Go ahead and take maybe more on the phone, you can take calls. More, go ahead.
Well, I mean, I was just trying to talk about the scenario about the military wife. That I said that's the most simultaneous protest I've ever seen in my lifetime. Like, brother, in no time it spread all over the country, because even Save the State that brought out the most people, it was just concentrated in the capital city. But that military protest, I don't know who coordinated it. It got to be some real strategic thinkers that were behind it that set it up that way. And like you said, you don't want the worst to happen. And I think Mr. Cummins and the ECOWAS delegation, I think that's why they are looking at the international implication, the rule of law. We want to tell the world that we are intelligent people, that we are responsible people. But the question is, those are all things we are all speculating. If we cannot find a resolution among the two parties, then I don't know what will be the next course of action. So maybe you can take calls. I just want to reiterate that point.
So the number to call is 0777 285-961. That's the number for you to call.
And then, 1 minute maximum.
Yes, indeed, 1 minute.
30 seconds could be enough, because we want to take as much as we can.
Okay. So 0777 285-961. Again, 0777 285-961, and be live on the Sktv show. Today's caller, good evening. Yeah, my dear, go ahead, your name and for where you join us.
My job is I'm the access system for this program. Have you said it all? And our fear is that my brother,
can you hear the guy clearly? I'm not hearing him clearly.
No, it's growing.
It's kind of distorted.
All right, thank you. I think you got to do some adjustment, call back because your line. Yeah, go ahead. We're fine, go ahead.
I listen to all of the analysis from America. That is America there. This is Liberia. I can remember 2017 when President Weah was elected president. President Brodsky challenged the result of that election. He went to the court. President Brodsky did not take the notice by his hand and put it in the street to protest against the election result. We have never done that here before. So President Brodsky set that precedent, and today any other person will see if this is a French I think they can follow the rule of law. Funadi try to send this precedent in the Funadi. Funadi have a press conference there. After this term, he will be resigning from politics. He will be living a family life. He has stayed away from them for over 20 years. He want to go back to be with his family. So it's not about Funadi. It's about precedent. So the corruption we talk about in jump into corruption. Joseph Waka will be in peace after Konati.
All right. Thank you so much. To this caller, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Sktv-Lib and I'm calling from the SK.
Wonderful. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Yeah, I just want to ask the circle that is in America there. Before this election, you talk about Joseph Waka death. After the election, you talk about Joseph Waka death. Joseph Waka is not president, he's talking about it. Why we the next circle if Joseph Waka dies? That's just my question.
Thank you.
I don't understand. I don't understand the question.
Yeah, to this caller, good evening.
Yeah, Marlo, let me tell you, this is not issue we all this one last week. No, you guys are going to have around the majority groups and some other committee heads and contest letter for speaker and for new committee heads. I didn't know you were.
Is that who? Yeah. Hello, is that who?
Yeah, the majority will have to meet.
Yeah.
We will have a conversation with some other committee and let you speaker. We have to have a to send the seat.
All right. Even though we're not getting too close. So let's call a good evening.
Good evening. Thank you very much. Thank for the show. Let me appreciate your panelists.
Yeah, go ahead, my brother.
This is Robert Johnson, and I call for the proper role.
Thank you.
We are listening to people making contribution about the majority of the lawmaker going against for the speaker. Instead of us speaking to the constitutional majority, but now we're looking at the ordinary majority, the ordinary number. That means that when you put it over the part of us, the ordinary voters are complaining against Joseph Waka. Joseph Waka to have a vote because majority of the voters are complaining every day. Because we have to get the constitution. If we have the constitution, Georgia is going to win in the front round of the election. But he didn't receive the constitutional majority. That is 50% plus one. So when you go saying, oh, that's people because I talk for job and I'm going on, then we'll let me know about law and order. Then we have no backup should be going to because all of us are complaining these days. These are not working. So I tell you, Peter, parents should open the alarm, maybe tomorrow, when you hear from people, then you yourself have to work on that to vacate the office of the presidency. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much to this caller. Good evening. Hello. Yeah, good evening. Go ahead. Your name and from where you join us.
Yeah, I'm good. Calling from Kidman.
Okay, wonderful. Go ahead.
So, what all you have said is correct, but the speaker now have to remove because the couldn't get a number.
Okay.
With the 9 number, the 2 to get, they don't get it. So they have no right for them to speak on the speaker. Thank you.
Thank you so much. They don't have the numbers, so they may not remove it. Hello, to this caller. Good evening. Yeah, go ahead. Wonderful. Thank you for joining us, Mohammed. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I do understand the argument and discussion on both. However, we are saying all the arguments we are putting, we are on the right direction. We are on the right track, and we are also backing up our friends.
All right. Thank you so much. Let me see. Is it Pascal Davis?
How you doing?
I'm okay. Pascal, go ahead.
You the man. I mean, with this kind of country, you okay? Got to be God.
Man, even during your time, you says, yeah, I was still okay. We all the David content. Why you want to say, my man? Go ahead.
I know you want to play that role as a journalist, but
Pascal, you want to be one of the role of which?
We were much better than what we did currently.
Okay.
We had these kinds of fight in the country. The country was not stagnated on a job. You were here. So you can't say that to all. That would be
Is that because Sekou is saying that you prefer your candidate over the current president, that why you want to be injected to be talking to this one?
No, you got to be a realist. We just went to over in 2017 or 2018 after inauguration. You were here. You saw development all over the country. Even in the first 6 months of his regime, there that happened. Yeah, there were things that we could point to. There was physical development in the country. So, apart from being a journalist, you are a Liberian. You were here. You have spent all the years here. So, it's not about speed or people saying it. That's the fight. I mean, we were interested in transforming the lives of our people, and that's what we did.
So quickly.
Government, yeah. So, look, let me say to Mon, maybe the first time forever that I'm disagreeing with more respectfully. We are not saying that people should not remove the leader. I mean, it is their right. But all that we're asking, I no more believe in the law. Of course, the Constitution will always be referenced because we think it is that book that all of us, even you more over there to speak your mind. It is the Constitution that gives you leverage to freedom of expression. So if we put on the Constitution, somebody will just ask the question, where are we? What kind of governance system we're practicing? So nobody is saying that, I mean, Kufa should not go with this cars being leveled against him, but critical man will also want to know who are those accusing Kufa of corruption? Who are those at the legislature?
All right.
Accusing this man of stealing money. I mean, come to think about it. How can Thomas Fala?
All right. All right. Thank you, Thomas Fala of your OCDC. Today's caller, good evening.
Thank you, Mabel. Good evening.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a voice of Prince Kolake, probably phone for District 5.
Go ahead, Prince.
So, maybe you said something that just get me laughed when our brother feel that he can play that mind games to make us believe that it's because of Joseph Boaka. Some of us, our children have not enrolled at a very institution. I said no. We were here, government go, government can, the same problem. But no sedition would denigrate this regime when they were there to the testimony perform. So thank you for erecting that checkpoint by saying that you happy today, though all is not well, and yesterday all wasn't well. No justification for the condition that we are in today. It is the leader. So to the issue, I think Mom is correct, and the issue about the horse is more political than legal. If I may agree, then on a percentage level, I feel that it is 70% political and 30% legal. Owing to the fact that the Supreme Court have recognized those people, I think the submission of the draft national budget to them will be very good. It will be, the government will be on a red trajectory if the government having to do that. Side to that, if the government having to present it to the speaker, there will be no need, it will just become a piece of shit. Because it should, in order for that to be discourse.
Well, instead of the land to this color, good evening. Go ahead from Grand Bassa.
Yeah, you know the father, the particular Kurandi Kofame, the next photo get 37, then you get moon. Then the majority of those go to get 49. So say the men are getting 37, all of them are getting 49, then what will go with because we elected him representing to work for 1 man, then what are you going?
Well, myself, I want to ask you the same question, but maybe Steve or Sekou or Monk, they're going to answer that question. Thank you. Thank you so much from Buchanan, Grand Bassa County, for your participation. Today's caller, good evening.
Just take one or two more so we can deliberate.
I'm okay. Thank God for life.
For me, I just felt with the attitude of wisdom, lot of the empathy like brand people. Somebody want take money, they take money to move your fund. That serious people there. People are not serious to be honest with you, people. I was feeling people die on a daily basis. I want people in at their poverty. They politicians will rescue all. There's nothing they are doing. Look, they love me when they show me. I won't lie to you. If I get pray for every day, one of them die.
No.
Don't say that, man.
People do that. Today's caller, the last caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. How are you, sir?
Yeah, go ahead. We're okay.
Okay. What I want to say, most of the time, I'm on silent listener. But what happening here is unprecedented. We're not sitting in a country and be lawless people. When people decide to follow the law, they use a legal means to be able to solve problems. Now, if you say Madi Kuba should go because you have a simple majority on the other side that is legitimate him or his speakership. So the same thing. Should we also get in the street because Joseph Walker, majority of the people have voted him, also disagree with him that he should find a close to go? No. Let you be up and be set.
All right.
Yes. So let us just leave all the happy and yesterday. So let I also go. No. That's what I just said. The president somebody be there.
So that means the man shouldn't resign. That's what you are saying.
We're not resign.
Okay. All right, no problem. Even when it comes any other things, we're not resign. Stay cool, Mark. Be back after the callers. All right.
Yeah, thank you so much. You know, I really enjoy the calls and the callers, some of the callers. But I just want to say something very clear. You know, when it comes to being elected and the power of the people that elected you, people making comparison about Joseph Nima Boakai. Liberians, if half of Liberians in Liberia, or even less than half, but if a huge number of Liberians can take the street and consistently protest that we believe Joseph Nima Boakai is now proceeding the right way. Joseph Boakai does not enjoy the confidence of the Liberian people anymore. We want him to resign. If Liberians can do that in their numbers, not just doing it for one day and then they can't give it to you, you run away, you go home. But if Liberians can consistently do that and make the country ungovernable for Joseph Nima Boakai, you will have no choice but to resign. That's how it works. These people, not only they are protesting, but they are making the legislature, the House of Representatives, ungovernable for Fonate Kofa. And they are not doing it just one day, consistently. They are saying, we are not going anywhere. We're not going to work with you. We're not going to sit down under your gobble. If the country is going to be held hostage, let the country be held hostage. So Joseph Boakai now, who runs the country, can choose either to go with Fonate Kofa and continue for the country to continue to be held hostage, or go with the majority that have somehow incapacitated Fonate Kofa. You know, let's look at the word incapacitation. Once you lack in the capacity to function, it could be sickness, it could be something else, but whatever that makes you incapacitated, not being capable of functioning, that is considered incapacitated. Right now, Joseph Nima Boakai does not, Fonate Kofa does not have the capacity to function. That means the host is not functioning. If Joseph Boakai want to work, since this is about politics, let him work with people who are with the number to do the work. And if other people feels that this is unconstitutional, is illegal, you know the final arbiter, who the final arbiters are? The Supreme Court. So they can take the government will continue to function. Joseph Boakai will have the budget passed. The government will be functioning. The House of Representatives and the Senate will be working. Then those who believe that Fonate Kofa was illegally, or Joseph Boakai proceeding illegally by working with the majority, they can go to the Supreme Court. And you know what the Supreme Court will do? the Supreme Court will side with Joseph Boakai and the majority. Because why? In Liberia, it's all about money. It's all about power. Who has the power? Joseph Boakai and the majority. Who has the money? Joseph Boakai and the majority. Who the Supreme Court will listen to? Joseph Boakai and the majority. Plain and simple. Let's hear from you, Mom.
Chagu, you know, on Sktv, we don't take personal here. Our people, like I said, they always love to take side.
Yeah.
They want to do things emotionally. You just need to read a letter from the ECOWAS delegation and Mr. Cummins. They understand what is at stake here. People keep talking about the Constitution. There is not a Constitution. That's why Mr. Cummins used the word impasse, IMPASSE. Impasse simply means a situation where there is no prospect or for making progress. It's a stalemate. It's deadlock. What I know, like I said, the reason why these folks are fighting, because it's the same budget issue. That's the number one thing. Everybody wants money. Everybody wants some kind of a reward, some kind of incentive. Joseph Boakai is playing his game the way he would play his game. Joseph Boakai knows that in the absence of a quorum, the speaker is almost illegitimate or he's illegitimate. He will want to do business. The entire country won't be held hostage because you want to play constitutional law. When it gets to that point, maybe some kind of an intervention will come from the Supreme Court. But what they will do, like you said, even though they don't have the number to remove the speaker, but they have the number to conduct quorum and other business. So he will deal with the majority black because from an operational standpoint, they are a legitimate group. He will bring the budget if Fanatikofa and other people want to see redress from the Supreme Court. But from my understanding, from the indication we have seen so far, the Supreme Court must still legally lean with the majority black. Because if the Supreme Court was going to go the opposite, it was Fanatikofa that went to the court. It was not the majority black. But look at that response. That's why ECOWAS and the letter from Mr. Cummins is saying, yeah, we respect the Constitution, but equally so, dialogue is the only way you can get this thing done. Because we can look, I keep saying it on the show. I never went to law school, but one thing that I know, the Supreme Court cannot interpret law that does not exist. And who make law? Lawmakers make law. Supreme Court only interpret the law. So for you guys that believe that we should play by the rule, the Constitution, are you going to say that the Supreme Court too is wrong? Because after the Supreme Court, then who do you take the case to? Because I believe they are the last buster. So the question is for you people who believe that, oh, you want to disrespect the Constitution, you need 49. No, you don't necessarily need 49. That's why I keep telling you, when they scrap that quorum ability from the speaker, he becomes an ordinary lawmaker like the rest of his colleagues. The Liberian people never voted for Natikopa to be speaker. It was his own colleagues that put him in that position by giving him a supervisory role over them. When they say we don't have confidence in the speaker, at the end of the day, he will still end up going because that's just how it is. That's why I said I referenced the case in the US here. I didn't know that how it worked. The man said when you are a speaker, you can only be like a supervisor over your colleague. The same colleague that gave you that power can strip it from you without the interference of the executive or the judiciary. And that's why most of them will retire. 90% of the time they will just walk out because there is no need to be speaker if you cannot conduct a conference or a quorum. That's just simple it is. I'm done, man. Go ahead, guys.
Well, remember, what do you think? I know it's tough, but it is what it is.
Yeah. The law, the law. The law is very right. Go ahead, maybe I'm sorry.
Yeah, so indeed, let me say thanks to all of you. But for me, I think the law is the law, and let me frank as to whether maybe the speaker don't have the numbers for quorum, but still is legitimate, or if I is the right speaker, in fact he's the speaker by law, and those 43 lawmakers, they are also, in fact, they even pass more than quorum. Like Sekou was saying, I agree with 100%. They pass more than quorum, but by law, they don't have the authority. So,
but which law?
The same Constitution.
What the Constitution says, the power of the legislature lies within the plenary. It means that the whole is not only one person. That's why every decision they make, every approval is with the plenary. That's why you have committees.
So are you talking about Article 49? Are you talking about Article 49?
Now, I mean the Constitution of Liberia.
Yes, Article 49.
Any,
If you talk about Article 49, then that means Article 49 talk about the representatives shall elect, right? Is that what you're talking about?
No, what I'm saying, no, anything. After the election, after the process, after everything, the power of the legislature is within the plenary. The supervisor, the speaker, or the president, the president of the Senate or the speaker of the House, they are only there to guide the process. They don't have absolute power to change anything. The decision of the legislature is from the plenary. Whatever vote they will have.
So there are standing rules. I hope that you are not going by the standing rules, because mind you, there are rules and there is the Constitution. So if you are talking about the standing rules, well, they have their own standing rules, which of course they go back, which of course they do all of their activities on. But for me, I'm looking at the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. But for the rules, well, what you're saying, you're right. But again, we gotta go. Good night, no time.
Yeah. So before we go, Monk, let me say this: the other banker can choose to send the budget to the speaker, and then the stalemate will continue for the longest, and the government will not function. Or you can choose to send it to the majority bloc, where they will have the capacity to establish a quorum
and conduct business, even though you cannot remove the speaker.
Yeah.
The one thing that I know, right? The one thing that I learned over the past couple of days, I know, even when it comes to who to present the budget to, when the executive bring the budget,
I don't know. People keep calling, but we finished the show. Finish.
Yeah.
We're here today.
All right, man. Let's just end it there today.
Yeah, my people, your sorrow. We can. Yeah, Mon, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate your time.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Monitor people who waiting to sell. Blessing that time and the effort of rest.